any exercise you see in a video or you hear about is doable. It just is how you modify it for yourself or even how you make it harder, more challenging, and you progress it. There's
Right.
modifications and progressions. So if something is challenging and you need it to be less challenging, you would make modifications to make it just more doable for your body. If
Mhm.
you're doing an exercise and you think, I could do this all day long, it's a piece of cake, then you would add in extra steps to make it more challenging and progress the exercise into more difficult moves. Welcome to Redesigning Health and Home. I'm Meg.
And I'm Carrie. We love creating beautiful, functional spaces and living healthy, vibrant lives. So join us as we chat about simple, practical ways to take care of your body, mind, and your home. Whether it's fitness tips, home decor ideas, or navigating those big life moments, we're here to share what's working for us and what isn't with some encouragement along the way.
And occasionally, we'll sprinkle in some fun topics to brighten your day and to make you smile. Let's redesign this life together, one step, one room, and one habit at a time. Carrie, I think this is a perfect time to reach out to our audience. If you are listening and have not hit that follow button, we would absolutely love for you to follow us. Maybe even scroll down at our homepage and hit that 5-star review if you're enjoying our show. And if you're inclined to write a review, that would be amazing.
Happy Friday. It's Redesigning Health and Home with Meg and Carrie. We are so happy that you joined us today. And I'm sitting across the screen from my beautiful friend, Meg. How are you doing, Meg?
Carrie, I am so happy to be here with you, and I'm happy that it's Friday and we're chatting, one of my very favorite days.
I'm excited to talk to you today because you are the professional and I'm going to ask you some questions. I've been thinking a lot about fitness and right now we're headed into the thick of summer. So fitness, I think, is on everybody's mind a little bit more in the summertime. We're out doing things and moving. And I was noticing all these amazing videos that you've been putting out showing you doing a quick minute of movement or showing how you do a plank. And it made me want to ask you specifically about the plank because I think that is a popular exercise, but also one that can seem a little bit scary. So, for someone like me who currently is doing zero planking, how might I even start to do an exercise like that? Why would I want to do it? Tell me all the things about planking because I love your videos that you share.
You are sweet. Well, I want to first explain any exercise, and I believe CrossFit Sue, touched on this. Any exercise you see in a video or you hear about is doable. It just is how you modify it for yourself or even how you make it harder, more challenging, and you progress it. There's
Right.
modifications and progressions. So if something is challenging and you need it to be less challenging, you would make modifications to make it just more doable for your body. If
Hmm.
you're doing an exercise and you think, I could do this all day long, it's a piece of cake, then you would add in extra steps to make it more challenging and progress the exercise into more difficult moves. So, for the plank specifically,
Hmm.
I would say now you said you're not a planker.
No. I mean, I have attempted planks before, so I get the concept of it all, but I have not tried to do the plank often enough to really improve it all. So I would definitely need to know the very basics of where to even start.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a few questions then.
Okay.
If you were to say, all right, today is my day, I'm going to do a plank.
Mhm.
Tell me how you would set yourself up, how you would set your space up. What would you do?
Okay, so I would probably get a comfortable mat or find a rug in the house somewhere. I only know this from watching you, but recall you mentioning that it's important to engage your core or tighten your core. And then I would probably go up on my hands and from there one foot at a time, go from knee to this is where I'm not so sure. Are you literally putting the toe of your shoe on the floor or
Say your ball of your foot.
okay.
That's really good information to have. Now, I will ask you, or I'll ask anyone that's doing this,
Mhm,
how are your wrists? Are you okay? How is your back? So tell
mhm.
me that. Are you okay to be on the floor on your hands?
Yes, probably for a short time. I think that's the whole thing about the plank, though, right? It engages so many different muscle groups. And so I think it's a fair question. If you have painful wrists, the plank might not be the best start for you. Also, when I go to do the plank, and you've mentioned this before about how important it is to have good form, right? You want to look like a plank. You don't want to have your butt in the air or sagging down too much. You want to actually be straight. That can put a lot of strain on my back. I don't know if that's because I'm doing it wrong or just because I'm new to it.
That is such good information because if you were my brand new client, I would
Mhm,
want you to show me where you feel comfortable. And if you said, I want to start on the floor, I would
mhm,
definitely want you to be empowered to do that. But if you want to start at the very first modification of a plank, maybe we would just start standing. Engage your abs, pull your core in, breathe through it, just standing. And then maybe, so it's all about body angle. So the lower your body angle is, everything is going to be more challenging.
mhm,
So if we can take the body angle away, so even if you're in a plank on the floor, but you pike your hips up,
mhm,
some people will say, gosh, that relieves a little tension in my back
mhm.
because the plank is a really strong core exercise, but that core, which I'm going to pause there, your core is your abdominals, your obliques, your lower back, your hips, and your glutes. It's not just your front abdominals. So, to get that core strong, maybe we're going to do some other exercises first before we try to go down into a plank. I mean, there's even the floor modifications where you could do both knees on the floor, could drop to one knee or you can be on your forearms to take away any tension in the wrists.
Right.
There's a lot of other tools that you could use. Some people use one of those big cushy balls that they roll out, and the ball is just some support under their thighs.
Mhm.
You're
Okay.
in a push up form, or there's the wrist paddles that you can hold to keep the wrists in line with your forearms. So there's so many things to do. So me, along with CrossFit Sue, would say no exercise is undoable.
Mhm.
It's just about making the body movements modified to fit you best at that time.
Right. So tell me a little bit about maybe the plank isn't where you start, right? Like, when do you know that, yeah, maybe I need to do some other exercises and build up to doing the plank? So, can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So, the core, that a plank is a core exercise. Of
Mhm,
course, if you are on your hands or even your forearms, your shoulders are stabilizing you.
mhm,
One posture form I see that I will correct is sometimes I'm going to turn if you're watching this on YouTube or on Spotify. Some people will be in plank with their elbows off the line of your shoulders. So then the shoulder is doing a lot of the work
mm,
where you want to give it to your midsection. You want to give it to your core. So you want
mhm,
to make sure that elbow is right under the shoulder. You have relaxed shoulders and neck. And my cues, if I'm having someone hold a plank for a minute, I'm continuing the cues as they hold that. When we're squeezing muscles, a lot of times people want to hold their breath.
oh, yeah.
So, hey, let's make sure we're taking in some nice deep breaths
Yeah.
here. Navel to spine, shoulders down, retract your shoulder blades. Now, not only am I going through the cues, but the time is also ticking. So the participant or client can focus on the cues rather than the time for the minute.
Sure.
So glutes are squeezing, hips are square and relaxed. Because I always, in my videos, will say, my form is a work in progress, and it continually is. I don't know if I'll ever perfect it, but I am trying. I am working on it.
Hmm.
And I'm going through those cues in my head to keep my body as safe as possible. It's
Yeah.
not about doing it the hardest way
Hmm.
right away. It's about doing it where you're done with what you're doing and you think, I can do that again tomorrow.
We wanted to let you know that Meg and I are taking Redesigning Health and Home on the road. We're doing a live event coming up very soon where we're going to do a live podcast episode. Meg is going to do a wonderful movement session for fitness, and I'm going to do a table setting presentation. There's going to be wood fired pizza. It's going to be the best time, and we really want you to come, right, Meg?
We would love for people to come, and it is coming up July 31st. It's a Friday evening from 6 to 9, I believe, and it's out at the beautiful Camp Aramoni out in Tonopah, Illinois.
We will put the link below so that you can check it out. We would love to see you. So pick up your tickets and bring a friend. So if you are going to try to do a plank and you're just not comfortable, you try the modifications and it still is just feeling a little too much, what kinds of exercises could we start doing to maybe lead up to a plank? What kind of things would you suggest?
Sure. The very first basic thing I can think of is you and I. We sit back in our chair and we just start squeezing our navel to our spine,
Oh.
holding it, finding where those muscles are, ooh, and then relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I do this, I walk around with relaxed abdominals all day, but just
Yeah.
to then think, okay, posture, engage the core, hold. I want to breathe because I feel like I'm squeezing more than breathing. But there are so many floor exercises, standing exercises that you can do to engage your core that you don't have to pull at your neck. You don't have to do crunches. And then some simple balance exercises. Maybe when you're brushing your teeth, hold on to the counter, brush your teeth, lift one foot off, squeeze, try to find that balance because anytime you are trying to balance, all of your supporting muscles are firing up at that same time.
Mm-hmm. I love that. When you mentioned about sitting in the chair, getting good posture, and engaging your core. So I'm doing that as I'm looking at you, and you can't tell I'm doing it. It's something you could literally do in your car or sitting at your desk at work. So I actually really like that. I could really feel that.
Well, and I have one tip. All right, everybody, I'm going to ask you all to do this the next time you're in your car. I might have already said this on one of our earlier episodes. You get in your car, okay?
Hmm.
And you sit as tall as possible
Okay.
and you adjust your mirror. Now you start driving and you get comfortable, right?
Right.
You don't readjust your mirror, you readjust your body
Oh,
to
right.
meet that tall body that you started with.
Okay. So when you feel yourself starting to kind of slump down a little bit and you're wondering why you can't see the cars behind you, it's because Meg's reminding you to fix your posture.
Makes your posture in your chair. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And yes, the car is a great time to just do some breathing exercises or engage your core. Maybe try to find your quad muscles. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of a little glute tightening while you're driving. You
Yeah.
can do that, right? Nobody knows what you're doing.
No one knows you're exercising the whole time. So fun. Yes. Are you going to go start planking now?
I think that I would like you to teach me how to plank, Meg. Let's do it.
Do
Summer
it.
challenge, summer 2026 challenge.
Okay, we're going to start. You do want to start at the wall or start on the floor?
Well, maybe we'll get on together like this, but without recording for the whole world to see. And you can critique my form and tell me if I should be starting on the floor or standing up to begin. So, yeah, I'm guessing I probably need to do some exercises leading up to the plank, but we'd have to see.
Well, the plank is a great exercise and anyone can do it at any time. It just depends on how you set your body up, making sure that you're comfortable, dropping a knee down if you need, piking those hips up if you need, making sure your shoulders are relaxed, your form is good in your arms, and go for it.
Okay, I have a couple more questions for you, if that's okay. So, everybody's talking about protein and strength training. We're not going to talk about protein today, but I do want to talk about strength training. I liked when you discussed about balance because I think, especially as you get older, the more important it is. We don't want to have any falls, we don't want to have any injuries. It's important your entire life, but I think it's just something to be really mindful as we begin to age. Now, when it comes to strength training, I am hearing a lot of talk about lifting heavy, compared to being able to do light weights and doing a ton of reps. And I think you touched on this in one of our previous conversations, but can you explain a little bit to us about does it matter if we're lifting heavy or lifting light and doing lots of reps? Like, what should we be doing? Is it person specific? Can you enlighten us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Now, if you were to tell me right now, how heavy should I lift? And I would say, and one of our guests, I don't think the episode has aired yet, she agrees. The answer would be lift what you can lift at this time. Lift whatever is as heavy as you can lift. Can you go in your refrigerator and lift that gallon of milk?
Right.
If that's too heavy, well, then we need to find what you can lift. And
Hmm.
that's for anybody. If you have a 3-pound pair of weights right now and we're doing heavy repetitions, you're going to get fatigued.
Hmm.
Sure, the pros and the influencers, and I could say, okay, everybody, you go lift 25 pounds and do 10 repetitions of this exercise, this exercise, this exercise. And you're all looking at those people with your eyes bugging out of your head and you're turning around and walking away.
Yes, that's just what I did. My eyes bugged out of my head when you said 25 pounds and do a ton of reps. I would injure myself trying.
Right.
Yeah.
And there is no size fits all.
Hmm.
If you think, you know what, my priority is to just lift some weights today and I didn't lift any the last year,
Hmm.
well, okay, we've got those 1 or 2 or 3-pound weights. Let's
Hmm.
just see how they feel. And
Yeah.
then you put them down and maybe think, okay, I felt my muscles a little bit. And then you wake up the next day and you're not injured, you're not hurt, you feel good. Well, we want to do it all over again. And that might just motivate you to say, you know what? I think I'm going to go to the sporting goods store and check out that next set of weights.
Right.
And it's a gradual progression. But once you get into that routine and you can do, maybe you have a whole rack of weights and you have all of the sizes and you pick up a pair, I'm not even going to say a number, but you do 12 reps and it's comfortable.
Hmm.
Well, then the next time you probably want to pick up that next size because maybe 6 would start getting challenging. And then you use that one until you can get to doing a few of those days where it's comfortable for 12 to 14 reps.
Okay.
Then you think, okay, well, I think I'm now at that strength level. And then you go up. And then every muscle group is going to be different.
Hmm.
And even every side. People say, well, my left shoulder is aggravating me today. Well, maybe you want to give that side a break,
Mm.
so you want to be gentle with your body. I am the gentle one. So those are my tips. If you were to say, what should I lift? Well, go pick up something and just see how it feels.
See how it feels. So if I could pick up let's say I'm doing a bicep curl
Yeah.
and I pick up 2 dumbbells and let's say I grab the 20 pounds and I can eke out like 2 or 3, but it's starting to get pretty hard on 3. Is that a sign that, okay, well, that was good. You did 3. Or should I go down to 15 pounds and try to maybe get to 6 or 8? Do you know what I mean? Like, does it matter how many reps you're doing? Is that kind of a sign, kind of what weight is the best for you?
I probably would say so, especially if you have the other weights available and
Hmm.
you pick up a weight and you can barely squeeze out 2, 3 reps, then if you have that lighter weight, I
Hmm.
would say maybe do the 2 or 3 at that 20, but
Hmm.
then finish your 12 reps off with the 15 or the 10.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Awesome. I've been hearing also the term grip strength. People
Mm.
talking about grip strength and trying to do like some kind of hang on the bar. And I got to say I don't really totally understand what the grip strength is doing for you. Like I understand pull-ups. I remember as a a young girl in junior high school and they're like, "Let's do pull-ups." And the guys are like, "No problem." And the girls are like, "Ugh," can hardly do them. But is that important? Should we be doing those? What's with the grip strength? Tell me the things.
Well, let's apply this to life.
Mhm.
Have you ever grabbed a jar of, like, your cute mom says salsa,
Yes.
and you can't open it up?
Mhm.
Well, that's grip strength.
Okay. Yes. Can't
Yeah,
get those
you
pickles
can't
open.
hold, yeah, because your hand gets sore. Maybe you have a little arthritis or so there's actually those squeezers, and they
Yeah.
come in many different tension strengths.
Right.
That maybe you grab a set and you just do a couple pumps every night before
Ah,
you put them in your drawer and go to bed, or you do them in the morning.
mm,
Or, yes, you pull on a towel, just to kind of hold it to try not to slip it out of your hands.
okay.
It doesn't necessarily have to be hanging from a bar where now we've got our shoulders and our back and
Right.
other areas that could get injured. It could
Mhm.
be as simple as trying to squeeze a towel or squeeze a playground ball.
Yep.
They have those tension balls. So sometimes it's about getting to the end thing you're thinking about and then scaling it back to the actual purpose here.
Right. Right. Okay. So opening that jar of pickles so that you don't, go pickleless on your hamburger when you're older.
I want to go pickleless. How do you open a jar of pickles? How do you do it?
Well, I usually turn it over and give it a big spanking on the underside because hopefully you pop up that little part that's pushed
Oh.
down and then try to open it. But I got to tell you, I think my grip strength is not as good as it used to be. I used to be able to open all the things, but now it's a little bit harder. So I had a friend come over though that her trick was to take a butter knife and put it under the lid and just get a little air in there. And that loosened up the lid too. And I had never seen anybody do that before.
Both of those are new to me.
Oh, well, there you go.
I would tap it on the counter,
Oh.
tap, tap, tap the lid,
Hmm.
or run it under some warm water.
Yes, the warm water thing I've heard of, but you tap the lid, like obviously not the glass jar, but the
Not the
lid on
glass,
the.
the lid.
I wonder if that's the point too, is just to allow some air to go under the lid so that it's not sealed as tight. Seems right.
And I know some people will use one of those silicone grips things,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
so it's not as slippery.
Yes, and we also have one of those things that you can put around the lid, like it almost opens like Jaws, and you put it around the lid,
Yeah.
and you use that. But I don't know, you still have to twist it. So
You have to twist it. So, yeah, so it's basically you want to live your best life.
yeah.
You want to live your best life.
What movie is that from, Meg? Movie moment.
You want to live your best life. I don't know.
I think we need to have like a new session that's called Movie Moments with Meg.
Well, AJ,
Where you
woo!
quote your favorite movies.
What are our favorite movies? What movie could you watch over and over and over again?
I like How to Lose a Guy. I like,
Is that with Matthew McConaughey? Hey,
yes,
hey.
yes, and, Kate Hudson in her yellow dress. She was fabulous in her
I
yellow
don't
dress.
know if I've ever seen the full thing.
I could watch almost anything with Sandra Bullock in it. The Proposal, I love that one. Julia Roberts, I loved her in Erin Brockovich. I loved her in that. Pretty Woman, all those. I seem like I have kind of favorite actors and actresses where I could really watch almost anything that they do. Melissa McCarthy is hysterical. Identity Thief, I just saw a clip of that where she was singing in the car. Oh my gosh, so funny. I love it. Who was in that movie with her?
He is
He
hilarious.
is hilarious.
Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman, and he keeps changing the channel. She knows all the songs. It's so hilarious. And then she gets out of the car and she's trying to outrun him, but he catches her right away. Oh, some of those are some of the best movies. But
She
yeah.
is very funny.
Oh, and Hitch. I love Hitch. Do you
I
know
don't
that one?
I know who's in it, but I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, that's Eva Mendes, who is one of the most gorgeous actresses on the planet. And Will Smith, of course. I love almost everything that Will Smith is into. So, yeah, do you want me to keep going? Those are some of my favorites.
Well, what about a classic like Forrest Gump?
Oh, Forrest Gump. So good. So good. I remember our daughter was talking to somebody and they mentioned Forrest Gump and she said, "Oh, I've never seen Forrest Gump." And they looked at her like, "What?" And when she told us that, I said, "What? How did you grow up in this house and not ever watch Forrest Gump?" But anyways, she's like, "I guess I need to watch Forrest Gump."
I would say yes.
Yes.
Definitely. It was funny, there was one movie I recommended to my son, and of course, it's all our older movies, and after, I remember he called and said, "That ending!" He was just so I love that movie, it's one of my favorites with Ed Norton, Primal Fear.
Oh, I don't know that one.
He's very good.
I'm a very big chicken when it comes to watching movies. I don't do horror movies or anything like that. Even action movies, like if it's too much blood, guts, and gore, I
Yeah.
don't watch it. I'm very much a rom-com kind of gal, chick flicks all the way. That's totally my speed.
I agree. I love them all, and this has been so fun. So, what are we gonna do? We're gonna get a little movement in today?
Get a little movement in today. We got to pick up something heavy because I keep hearing about the farmer's carry. I think it was CrossFit Sue who posted something about it. And it was like, pick up something heavy and walk across the floor. That's literally all you got to do. And I was like, well, that seems simple, you know?
That's it simple. That one is a really full body, great exercise. You can fill up your suitcases and just carry them around if you don't have big, heavy. I mean, that's bulky, but some people call it a suitcase carry because you're walking down the hallway at a hotel and you have to
Right.
look for your room and you're carrying these heavy suitcases. So the farmer's carry or the kettlebell carry, that's a really good one. So yeah, we should do a show and tell on the plank. That would be fun.
I would love that. And maybe even the farmer's carry because it reminds me, and my sisters will laugh about this because they will remember my dad had horses when we were kids. And it was our job to give them the water. And so you would have two buckets as full of water as you could carry. And literally, you were like, carrying them out to the horses. And yeah, so I do remember. I do remember the farmer's carry. We were the farmers doing the
You
carry.
were the farmers. Was there any water in the bucket by the time you got there?
I think we spilled quite a lot of the water out, but they're better because Dad was checking that the horses had enough water.
Oh, did you have a favorite horse?
My most beautiful horse was named Chick. And she was a Palomino, which in horse language is blonde. She was gorgeous. She was too much horse for me. But
Oh,
I begged my dad. I really wanted a Palomino. And so he bought this beautiful Palomino for me. And she bucked me off in the in the field and took off towards the highway. And I remember my dad saying, "Why'd you let her run to the highway?" And my answer was, She didn't ask. She just ran. You know, like,
Why did you let her run to the highway, Carrie?
what was I supposed to do? Don't run to the highway. She didn't listen. So,
Was she okay?
yes, she was okay. Thank goodness. Yeah. But she was probably my most beautiful horse. Then I had another horse named Flame who I took to a horse show and somebody left the gate open and we were cantering around the arena at a horse show. And my horse Flame ducked out of the gate and we just went sprinting across the field, which in a horse show is not what you're supposed to do. So, so yeah, I talked about being a hack cook. I was also a hack horseback rider, just very much backyard kind of rider. Whereas my daughter Jordan, she was taking the real serious lessons and really learned how to ride a horse properly. But it was always a fun time. Talk about glute
You got a
exercises.
blue ribbon for that show, did you?
Yeah, well, I was sure the fastest as we ran out of the arena.
That's so fun. Was this 4-H? I'm hearing
Yes, that one actually was 4-H. Yeah. I
wow.
didn't spend a lot of time doing 4-H stuff, but that show actually was a 4-H show. So,
Well, look, I mean, think about that. Riding a horse, your core has to be so strong.
well, it was. I haven't done it for a long time.
I have one client. That is basically why she hired me because her trainer, not her trainer, I was her fitness trainer,
Yeah.
but her horse trainer, because she had a few horses, told her she needed to sit better on her saddle.
Yeah.
And we got together. I think she was my client for 8 years. I had her forever. And I had her until I moved away, And I remember she would come do session with me, and then every day she'd, go ride or whatever, and she'd come the next week and say, "My trainer said she knows I'm working with somebody because I was doing this better." And so it was very gratifying for the whole circular system of that.
Yes, for
I'm sure
sure.
the horse was a little more controlled and she was able to control it, and then the trainer was able to train her, and I got wonderful feedback about that. So it was you can see why all of that is important.
Yeah, how it all fits together. And I remember I hadn't ridden a horse in a long time. And then my daughters and I went for a trail ride in Colorado. And I was so excited because I hadn't ridden in a long time. And coming back, I remember my one knee was on fire because it kind of forces your legs in a not very natural position. My knee was on fire. We were getting close to being back, and I was thinking, how am I going to get off this horse? Like, am I going to jump off and fall on the ground? I didn't. I managed to stay upright. But the next day, I was like, ooh, those are some muscles that have not been used in a long time. It's a certain kind of muscle group.
I bet, right. I mean, it's sort of like riding a bike, but also the first time in a long time, you're going to
Yeah,
feel it.
for sure. Yeah, for sure. So,
Well, good stuff.
thank you so much for sharing your expertise, Meg. And for anybody who hasn't gone to our YouTube channel, please do. Meg shares some amazing fitness videos on our channel, but also on her own channel, which is Fit Fed Feeling Good over on YouTube. You can also find some great videos that she shares on our social media, which is Redesigning Health and Home. We are on Instagram and Facebook. So please go check it out. Thank you again so much for joining us on this Friday. And until next Friday, we'll see you next time.
See you next time. This episode is for educational and entertainment purposes only. We are not doctors or medical professionals. Please move at your own risk. Always consult your physician directives before beginning any new exercise routine. Listen to your body, stop if you feel any pain, and do what serves you best. Participation is always voluntary and at your own risk.